he ended up putting a ring on it, right? So I think it's safe to say that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to certain things, okay? So I will say this, and I think I've said this before on the website. We've got to toss out these lists that we have as far as all the things we want in a better half. I get it. There's certain things that are non-negotiable. I'm with you. I was the same way. However, certain things, characteristics that we hold on to on our lists, right? When it comes to a significant other, a helpmate, a partner, a better half, a spouse, are not that serious, and I'm married. You can potentially miss out on who God has for you because you're so hell-bent on these lists, okay? I've said to a lot of my single friends and family members, who is for you may not be in the packaging that you would think or have on your list, okay? I use myself as an example all the time. I was not into who you would look, if you were to meet my husband and you really knew me from back in the day, you would know that he wasn't my type. I was into men that were tall and dark, right? I was into men that had a certain look, that had a dark Caesar haircut, right? My husband is my height. I'm 5'11", maybe he's 5'10", to be honest with you. And he's light-skinned and bald-headed. If I stuck so strong to the physicality of who I need to be with, I'd be 34 and single today, right? So, and I'm not saying that you're not going to be attracted to who God has for you. You will be. What I'm saying is, give it a date. Be friends. Get to know the person before you start ruling people out. I have quite a few girlfriends who do this, and a part of me wants to say, maybe that's why you're still single, right? We have to have an open mind. Conversation may be awkward in the beginning. You may feel like, I'm not gelling with this person. I always say, give it one date. And during that date, if you find that you're repulsed by the person, I get it. Keep it moving. That's not it, right? But please don't make these judgments with everyone just off of phone conversations, just off of a happenstance meeting. We happen to be at a similar function, a mutual friends event. We run into each other on the street. Like, give it a date. And I say to my single girlfriends, because I used to give it a date in my early 20s, like, what do I have to lose? Unless I got a feeling, or I got the intuition that you could potentially physically harm me or rape me, then of course, abort, don't give it a date. Plan abort, right? But if I've known you, or if I know something about you and I would have never thought of dealing with you, I never really felt the sparks, I would still be like, what the hell, I'll give it a date, right? Worst case scenario, I have dinner with someone who may end up being a friend, right? Or I actually can say I don't have any what ifs or shoulda, coulda, wouldas because I gave it a date. You know, a lot of my girlfriends are like, yeah, don't ever want to take my advice. Okay, I respect it in some regard. But then, you know, the other side of me is like, what do you have to lose? I may actually know what I'm talking about. Like, give it a date, folks. Just to encourage you out there, if you find that there's someone, if you're a man or a woman, you find that there's someone who is really trying to pursue you, or they're putting it out there that they're interested in you, give it a date. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You always have an experience, something to reference, a lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. What if you're actually like, yo, I see this person in a totally different light, or yo, I don't know, I never thought I would feel him, but there's something that changed in him. You know, you never know. Especially if you're in your 30s and you still haven't really locked it down with anyone. What do you have to lose? Men and women, the moral of the story, give it a date. And I know my girlfriend is like, oh, she's talking about me, and you know, yes I am. I love you, but I feel like you, among many other people, may experience this. Give it a date. You never know. Anyway, I just had to put that out there. And that'll be part of the social experiment that I'm really am passionate about, and what I want to develop and do for the website, and even maybe a web series about, because I feel like a lot of us could be missing out, or a lot of you. You know, I like to include myself in it, but I'm married, so I'll take myself out of this one. A lot of you out there who really want love and marriage and the happy ending and all that jazz can be missing out on amazing men and women because you may be standing in your own way. Okay, let's talk about it. Let me know. Hit me up under this vlog if you agree, if you don't agree. Like I said, I don't feel like at this day and age, this is not a fairy tale. So there may not always be these fireworks and sparks that go off when it comes to who you're supposed to be with. Sometimes it's a friend that you would have never thought about in that way. So let's kind of get out of the fairy tale mindset and what these movies and what we've been brainwashed to think how it's supposed to happen. I always tell people, my husband and I worked together. I thought he was handsome when I first met him, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, I want to get with him. It was like, oh, he's cute. Back to my normal life and who I'm dealing with, right? My husband, when we met, he was dealing with some other chicks, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, yo, that girl is dope. He might have been like, okay, she's a little cute, and then he kept it moving with life. We were co-workers for 8 months before we even had a date. It probably took the man 6-7 months before he realized he was into me. I say all that to say, love, marriage, all that stuff is not always this fireworks when you meet the person. Yes, this is it. That is not always how it works. Folks, please get your head out of the romance rom-com movies. I love rom-com movies. I'll be the first one to say it. But I'll also be the first one to say that they're not always realistic. That is not everybody's story. Most people's stories were we knew each other for a while, or I never liked him, but then something happened or changed, or I liked her, but she didn't like me, and I had to work hard. Like, you know, give it a date. I think I'm at the end of my random thoughts for the evening. I hope that you have had an amazing week. Thank God tomorrow is Friday. And make sure that you head to the Candid Talk with Chanel, because